Imagine waking up tomorrow and Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and Twitter are all gone. Not just deleted from your phone, but erased from history entirely. What if social media never existed in the first place? Over 5 billion people use social media today, spending an average of 2.5 hours per day scrolling, liking, and sharing. But what would our world actually look like without it? Let's start with your morning. Without social media, you wouldn't check your phone within minutes of waking up. Studies show 80% of smartphone users check their devices within 15 minutes of waking. That morning dopamine hit? Gone. Your friendships would operate completely differently. Without social media, long-distance friendships would be harder to maintain, but local connections might be stronger. You'd have fewer friends overall, but keeping them would require real effort. Phone calls, meetups, or handwritten letters. Your attention span would likely improve. Research from Microsoft found that the average human attention span dropped from 12 seconds in 2000 to 8 seconds by 2015, perfectly coinciding with the rise of social media. Without constant scrolling, your brain wouldn't be rewired for quick information hits. Dating would return to the pre-Tinder era. You'd meet partners through friends, at work, in classes, or by actually approaching someone in public. The average couple would meet through mutual connections or shared activities, just like the decades before. Here's where things get massive. Social media companies are worth trillions of dollars. Meta alone is valued at over $800 billion. Without social media, this entire economic sector simply wouldn't exist. The influencer economy, valued at $21 billion in 2023, would vanish overnight. Millions making their living through content creation would need traditional jobs. No YouTubers, no Instagram influencers, no TikTok stars. Over $200 billion spent on social media advertising in 2023 would flow back to traditional media, television, radio, newspapers, and magazines. This could actually save print media that's been dying for decades. Small businesses would face a crisis. Social media democratized marketing, letting anyone advertise for free. Without it, you'd need serious capital for traditional advertising, creating massive barriers for entrepreneurs and startups. E-commerce would survive, but shrink. Instagram shops and TikTok shopping drive billions in impulse purchases. Without influencer recommendations, online retail would be less powerful, and people would return to physical stores more often. News would spread slower, but possibly more accurately. False information spreads 6 times faster than truth on Twitter, according to MIT research. Without social media echo chambers, we might see less political polarization and more nuanced discussions. However, social movements would struggle. The Arab Spring, Black Lives Matter, and Me Too all gained momentum through social media. Without these platforms, organizing protests and raising awareness would return to old methods, phone trees, flyers, and word of mouth, making large-scale movements much harder. Privacy would transform completely. Your personal data wouldn't be harvested by algorithms. No targeted ads stalking you across the internet. Your embarrassing photos from high school wouldn't haunt you forever. The concept of personal branding that dominates professional life today simply wouldn't exist. Mental health might improve significantly. Heavy social media use is linked to increased anxiety, depression, and body image issues, especially in teenagers. Without constantly comparing yourself to others' highlight reels, people might develop healthier self-esteem and more realistic life expectations. Celebrity culture would return to its pre-internet mystique. Stars would be distant and mysterious again, not posting daily selfies. The parasocial relationships people form with influencers through constant updates wouldn't exist. Innovation would slow down dramatically. Social media accelerates cultural trends at unprecedented speeds. Music goes viral overnight. Slang spreads globally in weeks. And dance challenges sweep the world in days. Without it, culture would evolve at a pre-internet pace. Regional differences in fashion, music, and language would be much more pronounced. Marginalized communities would lose crucial platforms. LGBTQ+ individuals in conservative areas, people with rare diseases, and niche hobby enthusiasts rely on social media to find their communities. Without it, many would feel isolated and alone, unable to connect with others who share their experiences. Education would look different. Free tutorials, educational content creators, and online learning communities have made knowledge accessible to billions. Without YouTube and similar platforms, learning new skills would require paid courses, books, or in-person classes. Customer service would be less responsive. Companies respond faster to Twitter complaints than email. Without public accountability, businesses would face less pressure to resolve issues quickly. Crowdfunding wouldn't exist in its current form. Platforms like GoFundMe and Kickstarter rely heavily on social sharing. Thousands of medical bills, creative projects, and charitable causes that got funded through viral posts would never receive help. So what if social media never existed? We'd live in a world that's slower, but potentially more thoughtful, with stronger local communities but weaker global connections. Better privacy, but less democratized information. The truth is, social media isn't inherently good or bad. It's amplified both humanity's best and worst qualities. It's given voice to the voiceless while spreading misinformation. It's connected distant friends while making us lonelier than ever. The real question isn't what if it never existed, but rather, how can we use it wisely without letting it control our lives? What do you think? Would you want to live without social media? Thanks for watching.